Zach, to kind of get the offense kind of doing some things that maybe they hadn't been clicking to kind of get that going against BYU. What kind of confidence that gave you guys, especially going into this week?
Yeah, no, it was nice getting the run game going. You could definitely tell the physicality was there, in that game. Whether it was the O-line or the running backs or even the wide receivers did a good job, having that physical mindset and getting after them a little bit. You could see the competitiveness, come out in those guys, and we've been preaching, compete, and respond, and all that stuff, through the bye week, and you could see it on film, and that was awesome to see. So moving forward, the guys know they can do it, and that there's things there to build on. Obviously, we're not perfect. We're not perfect in any game, but there was some good stuff there. And seeing Alex taking charge a little bit, Alex Madison, and having some big runs and getting things going and having over 100 yards was awesome to see.
With Alex, when he bounced that run, Harsin said it looked like he was just kind of feeling things. And I was wondering, is that what made you guys commit to 31 total touches, or was he going to kind of be the guy almost regardless going in? Or?
Well, we started with Rob, and Rob had a few early carries, and then the one fumble that was in that second drive. The first play of the game was kind of missed a hole, and so we went to Alex, seeing how he was going to do with things, and he looked good, and so we kind of rode him through the game. And again, that was kind of the mentality going in from the running back standpoint. See who's got the hot hand, see who's seeing it, and then roll with them. So and that happened to be Alex. Now, do we have complete trust in Rob, and same with Wolpen, and but moving forward, Alex obviously showed that what we expected from him early in the season.
When we'd seen you guys especially I guess in spring ball, we'd seen Garrett Larson play some center, but it's one thing to do that and have to go on the road and do it for the first time really in a game. Mm-hmm. How do you see him step up, and how did he play, especially kind of being in that position, having to step in for a guy like Mason who's so important for this team?
Yeah, tough role it was. So going into the week, knowing Mason was out, and who's going to take over that center position, we felt the best with Garrett, and he took it and ran with it, and he had a ton of confidence in himself, and that was huge. There was some slight snap issues, but nothing that turned into anything major, and Brett did a good job handling some of the low hot snaps, but overall, with their D-line and the size that they had, we needed a little bit bigger body in there too, which Garrett provides a little bit of bulk, and 95 for BYU is a big dude. So, and they had some good guys in there. So, but yeah, he did a great job. We felt really good about his effort and his consistency, really. Being thrown into that position, being on the grass, being in, away, and haven't been in that center role in a long time.
With San Diego State's defense, what stands out to you? And it's always been, wherever Rocky Long has gone, it's been a tough matchup for anybody. What stands out to you when you see that? They
fly around. They play hard. They're physical. They're very well coached. They're not out of position very often. They move around and change fronts and show pressure and bring pressure here and keep teams off balance. So he does a great job, with their defensive scheme, and it's a sound scheme, so you don't see guys out of place or missing gaps or things like that. So it'll be a good competitive battle for us.
Zach talked about critical errors, and,
yeah.
And you guys cut those in half this week. What was the key to making? I mean, as he was saying, that stuff that's in your control. But what was the key to making sure that those kind of mistakes didn't happen?
I thought a lot of it was just the focus of our guys. They did a good job going out and executed what we taught them through the week. We also tried to keep the game plan a little bit easier, just from a functional standpoint, where there's not as much thinking, and so they can just go out and play fast and play physical. And some of the things that we had in our package or in our game plan, may or may not have been called just because of how the game was going, and just trying to keep it simple for those guys, and take some pressure off of the quarterback position as well. Obviously we only threw it 20 times, and definitely wanted to establish the run game. And anytime you can be successful in the run game, it takes some pressure off the quarterback, and therefore leads to a lot less critical situations.
I know I asked you about it a couple weeks ago, but we just haven't seen the number of trick plays and that kind of stuff that
Sure.
we were used to seeing out of this offense. Is there a reason for that, or how do you kind of look at maybe the drop from that aspect?
Yeah, going into this last week, BYU was more of that bend but don't break style of defense where they're playing a lot of one high, soft corners, soft safeties, and they're not in a 0 or cover 4 situation where you get a lot of opportunities for shots or the funk plays. So it was a little bit tougher to get over the top of them. We tried a couple of times, and they got fairly soft, on a few there. So we just didn't feel like going into that game there was going to be a whole lot of opportunities for over-the-top shots.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we still need to be creative in what we're doing. So I know that's, our philosophy, going into each game. And at the end of the day, I just need to call a few more.
Zach, I'm just curious, what was your conversation with Brett like after his first pass attempt of the game? It didn't go well, but he bounced back, and what was your guys' conversation like right after that?
Yeah, we knew we had a good plan going in, and we talked about this after the game too, how they responded. There was a lot of adversity. The first 2 series we go pick and then fumble to a pretty much 3-and-out punt, situation. And so on the sidelines, and our response to that adversity was really positive. They handled it. They knew we had a good game plan going into this, and if we just stuck with it, things were going to work out. So there wasn't any panic on the sidelines. There wasn't any panic with the coaching staff. It was like, all right, hey, let's just keep plugging away. We got a great defense. Our special teams are doing great things. Just it'll come. So we just got to work our way into some sort of rhythm. And a couple of those drives, I think we had a 10 or 12 play drive and an 18 play drive or something like that. And so we finally did get into some rhythm, and the run game helped.
Have you ever called 47 run plays in 20 passes?
I have not. No. That's a first.
You mentioned Garrett, but how did the line maybe step up? We'd asked you that before the game, that you said you'd seen some improvements there, and I didn't give up a sack, I don't think. And
Yeah.
only had the interception that Harsin kind of put on himself. It seems like the O-line did a good job, especially against that big D-line.
They did, yeah. And 4 was coming a lot, and 16 is a really good pass rusher. 95 is a big guy that's pushing the pocket. But the whole line crew did a phenomenal job, stepping up and communicating and being physical, and it definitely showed on film. There was a lot of those BYU bodies on the ground, and so it was fun watching film, the next day.
I asked Brett about this after the game on Friday, but curious your perspective as a play caller. How big of a weapon has Jake Rowe become?
You're always trying to find ways to get Jake the ball because he's just so savvy. He's a smart football player. He understands spacing and leverage and, how to get open. And so, every game you want to be able to find different ways to get him the ball. And even putting him in the backfield at the quarterback spot, has been fun. I know he's enjoyed that, and having those packages going into a game. But, yeah, Jake's a smart kid. He understands football, and he's done a lot for us, and so finding different ways to get him the ball has been important.
All right, thanks, Zach. Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
All right.